This episode is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own professional website or online portfolio. For a free trial and 10% off, go to squarespace.com and use offer code SHAMELESS.
You're listening to the AFTERBUZZ TV network, now the largest new media platform on the web, and your number one source for after-show entertainment.
Very good, Gene.
From the AFTERBUZZ Studios in Los Angeles, California, presented by Maria Menounos and streaming live thanks to Akamai Technologies, this is AFTERBUZZ TV's Shameless After Show. We'll break down tonight's episode and get you all the latest news and gossip. And now, another post-game wrap-up show for your favorite TV show. It's AFTERBUZZ TV's Shameless After Show.
Now we can hear it. Yes. Girl, you were getting it. Yes.
I like all the music.
I know. This is so much fun around here. Yes, this is going to be the best Shameless AfterBuzz after show ever.
Yes.
Hi there, guys. Welcome back to AFTERBUZZ TV, Shameless. It's episode 8 called Hope Springs Paternal. I'm your host, JJ Jurgens, and I'm joined here tonight by
Drea, Renee. Hello.
And Joyce. Hi, everybody.
And we're so excited. One of our favorite guests is back here.
Yes.
Yay! We have Shanola Hampton, who plays V.
Thank you. I love being here. You're my faves.
So excited.
Don't tell everyone else.
Our little secret. Yeah, we love when you're here. You're so much fun. So we've been looking forward to this for a long time.
Y'all are fun too. And pretty.
Girls,
Y'all are pretty.
You.
And that yellow match in the mic, yes. Works all day.
I didn't even think about that. Oh, yes.
AfterBuzz
The AfterBuzz mascot today. Oh, boy. Well, so much happened in this episode tonight. So let's go ahead and dive right in and start breaking it down.
Break down.
Let's do it. What are we starting
Well,
with?
let's go ahead and start out with Sammy and Frank and their relationship. Well,
Yes. Their father's daughter.
Is it not the weirdest thing?
Thank you.
Don't you all of the time you look at them, you think, are they going to kiss?
Shanola,
Yeah.
thank
At
you.
some point, is she going to go down on him at some point? It's the weirdest father-daughter.
yeah.
Because I guess it's the way it started out. But even now that it's progressed and you know she wants so badly to be accepted by him, I think she would give head to do it.
I mean, she's still doing the drugs.
Yeah.
And she still or giving him drugs. And she still has that, like, father complex that she will do anything. And sometimes I do feel like anything will just happen in a second.
Every time I see them together, I felt like I was alone on that a couple weeks ago. I was like, every time I see them, I cannot get past them being in the shower and then almost kissing. And I feel like even when she's looking at him and when he came into her on the couch tonight, I was like, what? Okay, yes, that's his daughter. But you know that's your daughter, right?
You know? But then you think about Frank and you realize he has no boundaries.
Exactly.
It's true.
So that's why we're stuck with anything can happen.
Anything
and this
can happen.
little girl, poor thing, has that, the daddy complex, and she just wants. I just feel so bad for Sammy. She has no idea who the real Frank is.
She doesn't. She's in denial.
Yeah.
She really is.
Yeah.
And she keeps trying to defend him, with all the other kids too. They know who he is. They know what he's done. And I don't want him to die either because Frank is the show. Like
He can't die.
He's the reason why they're all here and why we have Shameless.
Exactly.
I think it's also because she's so new to it. She hasn't had all the years of disappointment from him, and that's where I think you do think that she might consider a relationship with him because she does think so highly of him.
Yeah.
So at this time, she's willing to sell Sheila's house to raise money for him. What do you guys think about that?
Well, that shows that she really is a Gallagher, because hustler.
Definitely.
She's a hustler, babe. I mean, seriously, it's such a smart idea.
It really is.
Yeah, it's true.
Because the house, when she described what the scam was, I was like, wow. We only take cash. Sorry.
Yeah.
If you really want this house, you got to get some cash.
I just thought it was, but that just showed how she really was Frank's child.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And such a better idea than what he was coming up with, Chucky, sitting in the bed. Those ideas.
Prostitution, sperm bank.
How cute is that
I
kid?
love how they're just sitting in Sheila's house and no one's thinking anything of it, and they're just like eating her food, selling her furniture.
Yeah.
It's no big deal.
I feel so bad for Sheila.
Sheila
doesn't know
better
what she's gonna
reserve
walk
right
into.
now. Okay, she is getting high on whatever they're smoking.
Smoking the
And
peace pipes.
I can't
I feel
believe
sorry
it.
for her, but at the same time, time, I know that she would be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
it's okay." So she'd be fine with it.
Yeah, I mean, they showed a little bit in the previews for next week when she's just kind of like, I can't be mad at you for selling my furniture when you're in this position.
I didn't know they were going to sell the furniture.
Yeah.
Only Sheila would come in and say that. I don't care if you die. You sold my damn furniture.
Exactly. I know I wouldn't be that cool.
No.
No.
But
not
I
at
think,
all.
I don't want them to sell or to take advantage of Sheila like that. I felt kind of
No, but I think that Sheila. I think in the upcoming episodes you'll see Sheila has another plan too. So it'll be
good.
nice.
I hope
They won't be
so.
taking
Good.
advantage of her without
good
it being,
without repercussions.
Yeah, the thing about Sheila is even though she is sort of, oh, come, let me bake something for you, she's also still the person that will stick a dildo in your butt.
Exactly.
So you have to remember there's not much of taking advantage of Sheila that you really can do without her letting you do
Right.
it. And she's allowing it.
Yeah.
A whole box of dildos in your butt.
Exactly.
That's
so
true.
she has some things coming up in the upcoming episodes.
Cool, can't
Good.
wait.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
Well, I think
love
it's
that.
so deranged that Frank and Sammy come together at this sort of situations, and how he was so eager to like be affectionate with her and hug her when she had this brilliant idea, and he was just like, "You're my daughter, I love you."
I know.
Yeah.
And he's never done that for the other kids because they're trying to live more honest lives.
Yeah,
and
well,
not take care of him that way.
Yeah, and the thing is that he would do that for any of the kids if it's something that's benefiting him.
Exactly.
Like
it always
Carl.
has to benefit
It has
him.
to. That's who Frank is. I think
Exactly,
it's
Carl.
amazing. Yep, just like, and you can see that was what was so funny about the school situation.
Oh my God, that
Carl
scene is great.
knowing like. Okay, yeah, I'll say what I need to say, but I'm still gonna be a Gallagher, and I'm gonna
gonna kick this
I'm gonna
kid's
kick
ass.
this kid's
Yeah.
ass.
Yeah.
That speech that Bill gave.
That was
Awesome.
amazing.
Oh my God.
Okay, can we talk about how not only how amazing it was written, how amazing it was
So
performed,
amazing.
but the truth that was in some of it?
Yes.
I mean,
Yeah.
I know I stopped for a second and I was
You're
kind of
like,
like, it is
Kind
kind
of
of part of,
it makes sense.
Not that bullying is ever right.
No,
at
I'm not
all,
saying that, but it did
just
kind
was
of have
like,
a point.
Listen, he's preparing you, and he's going to be a bum, and you're going to be super successful, and it'll be because it
Exactly.
was just amazing, and it was such a smart
No.
thing. And that's the thing that I love about Frank. He always, if you listen to his rants, they are always so brilliant.
They're brilliant.
Right.
Yeah.
He's
They
a
totally
genius.
are.
He's a freaking drunk genius.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that was the best speech I ever heard.
It's really true because no one wants to be the one that's condoning bullying, you know. Like, but when you sat there and heard that, I had to step back and be like, "You're right." And you know, sometimes bullying's not that bad. I mean, the
Yeah.
lessons that you know,
Even the parents were kind of they had that light shed onto them like that.
Like,
He's
yeah.
not wrong.
Exactly.
It was a different way of looking at it, that's
Yeah.
for sure.
well,
know.
anybody like who in your life has been mean. I mean, I've definitely learned more from those people that are mean to me by wanting to like prove them wrong or like
Oh,
definitely lights a
100%.
bigger fire under my ass than ones being nice.
That's so
And I
true.
still think about
Very
it even
true.
sometimes
Yeah.
now in life, and I don't know if I'm going to do something. I'm like, okay, Lakeisha Moore, I remember you. I'm going.
Ooh, Lakeisha Moore.
That's right, Lakeisha. Lakeisha
Oh my
Moore,
God.
I'm coming for that.
Yeah.
I know that name now.
She did pick on me. She did, girl.
We're all Facebooking after this.
Everybody's looking up Lakeisha Moore.
We got your back.
Thank you, girl.
So funny.
But no, yeah. But anyway, Frank again, just wonderful. Just
Yes.
so
And
great.
Emily's doing a great job as Sammy. But the other thing is, isn't it amazing? Just the casting part of it. They do look like.
They do.
She does
Yes.
look like Bill.
Yeah.
Yes, she does.
Like
They
how
really do.
it's almost freaky.
yes.
I'm like, yeah, your
Their
faces,
eyes are very
yeah.
similar, their bone structure.
Yeah.
I totally agree.
It's so
I've
Do you
great.
know
seen
where
it.
they found her? Was she in LA or?
She was in LA, yes, and she's a fantastic actor. She was actually on Desperate Housewives as
That's
well.
what she was on.
Yeah.
I could not remember.
Yeah.
It was bothering me.
Yeah.
I was like, I know her face.
Yeah.
Desperate
She's a
Housewives.
really,
That's
she's
right.
just phenomenal, and she and Bill get along just so well, and so that's
She's
why you can
lucky
kind
to
of
get
see
all
that
those
chemistry.
scenes.
Yeah, she'll be back with us next season.
Yes. Thank you for that. yes.
Oh, did I do a spoiler?
No, you did a
I
great
didn't say somebody
thing.
was dead and not coming back.
No, you didn't.
Hey,
No, I'm
she
just kidding.
keeps things interesting. Why wouldn't she? Come
Yeah,
back?
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. I'm like happy about her.
Yeah.
Well, another interesting. Let's go out and talk about Debs and her. her
little virginity countdown.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I want her to stop thinking about it.
I do too.
How do you feel about Debs being so grown up this season?
I have to tell you, I have a really strong relationship with the kids. Like, I'm the mama bear on the set. And so watching my little Emma and
Emma's great.
Ethan growing up is hard enough, but having to do the storylines that especially Emma had to do was really difficult for me on a real level, not just
Right.
like as a
Not
fan of the show, but on a real level. I was like, does she have to do a boy that's 20? Like, what is she gonna do? Kiss? What? I'll be there for that scene.
Exactly.
You know, and I would show up. It's really hard, but I think what has been good is the show stays true to reality.
Yes.
And the children that are in this, it's different from when I was growing up. There were different pressures, and there was a different mindset. But I know this generation of that age group, they're doing stuff like selling their virginity.
Yeah.
Okay.
And,
Yes, I heard that recently.
Like so it's all very, very real in that time of where you're starting your period. And I remember trying to figure out what a tampon was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And so seeing her, you know,
Yeah.
and there was your mama was like, "You're not putting that in."
Exactly.
That's what my life was like growing up.
Yeah.
I wasn't allowed to
Yeah,
use
you
those.
can't-
My mom didn't teach me either. I'll admit, I used it wrong for a long time.
My
And I was like,
friends had to show
oh.
me. My friends had to teach me.
I know, it's true. And I remember, that's too much information, but I remember it was wrong and it was hurt and it was painful.
It was
so then
so
I would not
painful.
use them for like a decade. I said, no way am
I didn't use them until I was 18. I didn't even know I could. I was in marching band, not using them, being very
Now,
uncomfortable.
cheerleader. Did you guys all have that changing class
Okay.
in like growing up where you had they separated our girl. It was called changing, and they had a little day where they told us all about getting our period.
Yes, we had
Not
that.
at all. I went to
we didn't
Catholic
have
school.
that.
I would recommend when they did that, maybe they mentioned how to use a tampon.
Yeah, they would, but they wouldn't tell you that. But we had sex ed and they still didn't do that.
No, they didn't say anything like
No,
that.
they never said anything. So I just thought, for that, for the truth of where our show is and what has made our show successful, I was like, okay, I get it. It's not so far-fetched. These things are happening. People are meeting online or meeting at these arcades and these older guys. So for that, I was like, okay, it's a great range for Emma to play as well. And because there's still such an innocence about Deb. Even though she's
Oh my
like,
gosh,
Fiona,
yes.
you're such a bitch. You
Totally.
still
Still,
remember
she's
the
still-
little
Yeah.
young, you know, with those rosy cheeks
Yeah.
little girl who was so smart and on it, but she's going through this change, and I think it's really lovely to watch because it's true.
Yeah.
It's raw.
Yeah, I think just a simple thing I've liked too in the way the wardrobe and stuff is that we've watched her like in the heels and then in the makeup and all this stuff. And what I like tonight is finally at that end scene at the arcade where
coming
she has
together.
control. Yeah.
Yeah.
She looked gorgeous.
Yeah.
Her makeup was toned down.
Yeah.
She just looked stunning.
Yeah.
And it was like a good okay, I got this now. I'm getting it figured out.
From the
I know.
bikini to that.
Yeah.
But
So
she learned how
cute.
to play the game too, though.
Yeah.
I mean, of how to deal with men. Oh, you don't want me? I don't want you either. But I really want you, but I'll pretend not to want you. Like you learned that very young. Just
Yeah.
pretend not to want them, and then all of a sudden they'll want you. Wait, what? You're going on a date?
Exactly.
I know I said I couldn't be with you, but you're going to go on a date. So
Yeah.
it's just it's great to watch.
very true.
We're giving all of our secrets, ladies.
I know, I'm not even gonna lie. I took notes. I was like, oh, so don't go with him. Okay.
Another thing I found that was really true to reality was how she didn't really confide in Fiona, someone who's supposed to be the closest to her. She's not learning anything
Yeah.
from Fiona because she's not coming to her with her issues.
Or Veronica, for that matter.
Or Veronica, exactly.
Yeah.
She like the two people, the two women in her lives that have the most prominent roles are not the ones she's going to. Instead, she's going to Sammy, who's
her new sister.
her new sister, but
Which
still
I don't know
kind
how
of
I
a
feel
stranger.
about that.
I was
It's
just gonna
very
ask
much-
you
It's
that.
very strange.
Yeah, I don't know how I feel about that because I feel like if you think back in the past seasons, Veronica and Deb have had such a great relationship.
Yeah.
And the only way that I could justify it when I was actually looking at the episode is that she's so familiar with Fiona and Veronica, and it is that time in your life where you might be self-conscious about things, and sometimes you're better with strangers.
Exactly.
And telling your secrets than you are with someone
You
who
feel
knows that love you.
unbiased.
Because you
Very
feel,
true.
you feel like
I've
that.
been there.
Yeah, and you're because you sometimes even when you're at a bar and you just start talking to people about your life
And you have
because
no
you
idea.
have no idea who they are, and it's so I think that's what happened with
Right.
Debs because she's been so uncomfortable with this change, and also Veronica's pregnant and she has her own stuff going on,
Exactly.
and God knows Fiona has her own stuff going on.
Yes, she
So
does.
I just think that's how I justified it because part of me was like, why are you not going to Veronica?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Can I get some?
I can tell you about a tampon.
And I totally get that, but I also don't want her to take Veronica and Fiona for granted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
right.
I wouldn't want, something to happen in Debs to just kind of regret that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's true. But That does happen too, though, right?
Yeah, definitely does. Exactly.
For a few years, you take the ones that have been closest and will give you the best advice for granted, and you treat them like crap.
I had a couple
Not that
years
she's doing
like
that with
that.
Veronica, but she is definitely not very pleased with Fiona.
She's not understanding what Fiona's going through. I don't
Right.
think anyone's taking the time to. But
No, they're
for
just
Deb's-
seeing what she did, and then they're just going from there.
And it gets worse.
Yeah, I can kind of actually, I can kind of see why at this time with Fiona, because I'm not even on her bandwagon anymore right now. You know, it's like if she's looking for like role models or for how to, you know, have healthy relationships, Fiona's probably not the one
Fiona's
for her
not the
to
one.
be
Yeah.
like
No.
asking
Or to
questions
do a healthy
to, or,
life
like-
at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, Fiona's just effing up. But anyway.
Yeah, I still love her.
And then she has her brother Carl,
Yeah.
who's obviously having his own stuff going on.
No
and
one
bullying
can
people.
relate to
Yeah,
Carl in that
poor
family.
Carl.
He's his own. He's his
does.
own little black sheep.
But he's always been that way.
Always.
Yeah.
I mean, remember there were episodes where he would like melt the two army men in the microwave and like there was one time where he was like taking cats and you know.
Oh, yeah, I remember that scene.
Like
Yes.
he's just always been a rebel. Now he's just an older rebel.
I know.
Yeah.
It's so interesting watching him grow up too on the show. You know, he's just like turning into like a man.
Yes, he had some
A
juicy
mean
stuff.
man.
A
A mean
juicy.
man.
But you also see in Carl, if you think about past episodes, how he wants to please Frank.
Yes.
True.
And so
Yeah,
there's
looking for
that
daddy
heart
love.
in there too. There's this rebel, this kid that you would think doesn't give a crap, but he's like, he's our dad. We're gonna take care of him. And when there was a moment where Sammy had done something and Carl was going to try to do
Oh, yeah,
what
we
he did
talked
to-
about that last time.
and it's just like Carl was like, wait, but what about all
I
I've done?
broke your
And
leg
I've
for
been here.
you.
Yeah, exactly. So you see, there's still that little boy inside
Yeah.
this kid that's very rebellious. It goes to show you the yin and yang of people's personalities.
Exactly.
And it doesn't help that Frank didn't reprimand him for the bullying. Because maybe if Frank
I
would have
know.
said something like, you know, you shouldn't
Oh,
do
he
that.
would
Not that
never.
he would.
He would never do
but
that.
I feel like if Frank were to do that, maybe Carl would step back and be like, well, I'll do what my dad says.
Yeah.
Right.
Just
Yeah.
to make sure
That's
that
probably
he's-
the person that would have the most impact
Exactly.
on him.
And also on that note, it's like watching him defend Liam too. That showed for me that Carl had a heart.
Yeah.
Like, beating them
I
up.
love
'Cause
that.
he shouldn't be fighting, but it is like they're making fun of his brother. I mean,
Yeah.
I like that. part
But
of
that
it.
goes with the show. They do crazy things, but the root of it is love, and they're gonna
Yeah.
support each other. Everybody like has each other's back.
Yeah.
which is nice.
Totally.
Yeah, I like that. All right, what do we got next?
Ian,
Yeah.
Oh my God, I
Ian's
love
back.
this story.
So happy he's back. We've been wanting him. We've been missing him this whole
he is
season.
amazing. I love my camera. Can I just tell you
Yes,
that
tell
Ian
us.
and Mickey, they are my favorite couple.
I love them
besides
together.
you and
I love it, but
Even-
I love Kevin. The thing about being on a show like Shameless, I'm a TV addict. I watch everything, so even though I'm on the show, I'm actually a fan of the show.
Okay, yeah.
I fall in love with these characters,
Yeah.
and weirdly enough, I can remove myself from actually being on it when I'm watching the episodes, and I just fall
Not
in
a lot
love
of
with the
actors can do
storyline.
that. so
For
that's
this
awesome.
show, but it's because the show is so freaking good.
so good.
And because I'm an addict.
Okay.
But Ian and Mickey,
Like
like I'm
Fiona.
a big fan of, I love Kevin Veronica's love too.
interracial love.
But I'm telling
Love
you,
it.
but Ian and Mickey and
my
watching
God.
them just find each other in this way.
I have to
Yeah.
say that was a very sexy scene.
Wasn't it?
That was kind of the look.
It was a
longest
sexy
kiss
scene.
I have ever. I mean, they just kissed and kissed, and it was like 3 seasons of a build-up.
Yeah.
And they're kissing
Yes,
in
exactly.
public.
That's exactly it.
I love
it was
what you
the
just-
build-up.
yeah.
Totally. I was like, finally, it's about time.
Yeah.
And I love what you
Go.
just did with the look, because we've talked in here for the last seasons about we love them because they're just like we see the look of love like in their eyes. You know,
Yes.
it's always a debate with Phil. Like,
And
was that
coming
the look?
from
Was that
Mickey,
the
you
look?
know
And
it's
tonight-
real.
Yeah,
Exactly. That
So
was
tonight
really-
to see that was just like yes. That's
And to
the
watch
love.
Mickey for me has just been like so amazing in this episode because he's like you see him like trying to like have his manhood but still like I do love
Yeah.
Ian but I don't know
Yes.
what to do. It's just
It goes to show you when you lose someone how much you appreciate them, because losing Ian is what made him want him more.
Very true.
And Noel Fisher is killing it. To have that juxtaposition
so
of being a
amazing.
thug and that hard ass, and to also be homosexual and in love with is,
Yeah.
But still keep
and
your
still
like,
keeping it like I will punch you in your throat.
Exactly.
Like he's just so good, so good.
I love
He's so
it.
good.
Yeah.
And the craziness that is Ian, he's come back and he's like hi, and he's all of
losing
a
it.
sudden
Yeah.
like the gayest of gay with the little shorts on and
doing it and getting it.
I know what's gonna happen, but isn't it crazy
It's
to watch
crazy.
this crazy mental druggy
Yeah.
thing. Like, it's really a different Ian that has come back.
I equated it with a girl who, I don't know, went through a really bad breakup and went crazy and chopped all her hair off. Like, that's what I thought of when I saw Ian acting like that towards
His
Fiona.
hair
like,
did look different, actually. Didn't it look different?
Yeah.
It did look
Yeah, it was
different.
like darker.
I think it's darker and shorter, isn't it? Like
Yeah. They changed it a little bit.
Yeah.
there were some great lines on there too, like when they're at the party and Mickey's like, I'm a pimp.
Oh my God, that was my favorite scene for today. Oh my God, that was hilarious. He's like, yeah, I'm serious.
You got a business card?
Yeah.
That was great.
And I love that he does that accent so well. I didn't even know that he's English.
No, he's from Canada.
Canada. Oh, I thought he was from London.
Yeah, no, we do have one. Emma is Mandy, who plays Mandy.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
she's
Big
British.
Emma.
I
Yeah,
didn't know that.
she's British.
She's British.
That was the worst accent. I'm sorry.
No, that was
They
not
tell
bad.
me not to do that at all.
my
Emmy
God.
and Jeremy on the show say you have the worst British accent ever, so I should not have done that.
I thought that sounded
That
really
was great.
Thank you.
good. Okay, I'm like,
Thought so too. Yeah, I'm going to talk like this the entire time.
don't do that, girl.
I love the little touches of Mickey, of like how he still has that thug mentality when people, like when he was waking up from that house party and the guy was waking him up like this and he just kind of had
love
that
that.
protective,
Yeah.
defensive
Yeah.
what's it called, reflex.
Yeah, reflex.
Jesus.
Yeah.
So
Not called Jesus, but reflex.
reflex.
And what about his crazy wife giving the hammer to Ian?
yes.
I think it's so great because Svetlana is
she
the
Russian?
only one. She's not, but she's so good.
She's so
She is
good.
great.
She's so good. I love that girl. Oh, she's so good. She's just juicy. The whole character is just juicy. But the fact she's the one that really knew from the beginning what was going on.
Oh, did she?
Like with Ian.
Once he came back.
Once
When
he
he-
came
Oh,
back.
yes,
And
yes.
even when before, like the father making them get married and
That's
stuff like that,
right.
She
and
was
had
there.
sex, she was there. She knew exactly who Ian was. Like your man. You know when your man is gay. Stop acting like you don't.
Okay.
Stop it.
Keep it 100.
Stop it.
That's why she got that hammer. I'm like, girl, you
Yes.
can't be gay out of nobody.
Because she's like, you got to take care of this kid, and she knew that the one thing that would keep him away from his child is going to be Ian, and that's all she's thinking about now. She's mama bear right
But we
now.
still don't know if it's his.
Whether it's Mickey's.
Yeah, whether it's Mickey's or
Yeah,
not.
we don't for sure.
No, but I thought she was just doing rubbing tugs and sucking.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I don't think she was having
like,
sex. I don't think she was a sexual prostitute.
I think Mickey's just saying that. I don't know if
Mickey's
he's
just being an asshole.
Okay.
Yeah, but I think it's his baby.
Yeah.
So before they got married, she was still just doing. Rubbing tugs and
that's
stuff.
what I think.
Oh, okay.
I think she was, because that was the other place. They were doing like that in head.
And that's
Yeah.
why he said, I don't care that you're pregnant. Like,
Yeah,
go in
yeah.
and still work. Because they're not like,
Huh. I didn't realize that.
She may have been.
Yeah.
I don't know though.
who knows?
Maybe.
It's his baby.
Thank you. There you
Okay.
go.
And how mean of him to not even when her water breaks, he's just still hanging out at the
like, I'm eating
Gallagher.
What a D-bag.
Why would he care? The love of his life is back.
Yeah.
I wouldn't.
Love
I mean,
trumps everything.
If I were Mickey.
Even births.
I guess so. Where his priorities are.
But I love their story. I'm so happy to see them blossom.
Yeah.
It's going to be fun to watch
love.
because it doesn't end there.
I'm
It's a
really,
nice little
yeah,
journey.
I'm actually really afraid that Svetlana's going to be the one to tear them apart again at some point.
I hope not. We just got him back.
I'm giving her the eye right now. I'm like, what's up, girl?
How crazy is it? Everyone is pregnant on our show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're having so many babies right now. Everyone's
And
pregnant.
you're the only real pregnant
And
one.
yeah, I was the only real pregnant one on the show.
Yes.
Or so maybe no. I'm
like, oh, another
maybe.
exclusive.
No, I mean the fact that Carol had her baby this episode.
Mm-hmm.
We know that Svetlana had her baby this episode. There's already two
yes.
babies because her
true.
water
Yeah.
broke and we just didn't see the
I
actual
know, that
delivery.
totally went past my brain. I
Yeah.
totally
So
forgot
she
about
had
that.
her baby, and Carol had her baby, and then Veronica's still ready to pop with twins. You know how many babies we're gonna have to work with next week?
Oh my God, didn't even think about that.
Not on our
Hello.
show of all shows. But
Yep.
anyways, I digress.
Can we share what you told us that was actually your
Oh.
baby belly on
Yeah,
that?
that is so nasty.
That's not, girl, that's beautiful.
Oh, it's so beautiful to be on the toilet really pregnant.
Yes, it is.
I thought it was
On camera.
amazing. I thought you looked
Camera.
gorgeous.
Oh, thanks.
Again, sticking to reality.
Yeah, it's so weird. And you know what's crazy about it is people think that they wrote in my pregnancy because I was really pregnant. That's not at all.
I thought
how-
so.
No,
That
that's
was
not
gonna
at
be-
all.
I was gonna
how
ask
happened.
you, actually.
So crazy. So when it is one of those life imitating art moments. Veronica And V and Kev were trying to have a baby last season. My husband and I were trying to have a baby last season. That was nothing to do with it. And then when I went to my boss, John Wells, and I was pregnant, and I said to him, before we go back, there's something I should tell you. And he said, yeah. And they were already in the writer's room doing their writer's room. I said, I'm in the family way. And he was like, great. Because so is Veronica with multiples. And one of them gets eaten in the womb. He told me my whole storyline.
Oh my God.
And so I was like, shut up. This is amazing. I was pregnant with triplets, although I think I should be offended because I only had one baby inside me.
Exactly.
And they're selling it like I had triplets at
You're
first.
like, what
and
you trying to say?
I was like, was I that big when I was pregnant?
I want to think of it as a woman who was going to have triplets in real life is going to be as pregnant as someone who's like 6-7 months pregnant with one baby. And you were, how far along were you in this episode?
Well, now we're almost in real life.
In real life.
Oh, in real life, I was 8 months.
So yeah,
Yes,
I feel
that's
like a
what I-
woman who just got pregnant with triplets would be that big.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
So
soon.
that's why
So
they
you're
did that.
fine.
You're good.
Yeah, you're fine.
How amazing for you as an actor
Yeah.
because I'm sure you were kind of nervous,
Yeah.
like, yo, listen.
Yeah,
okay?
because you have to like think about what they had to do with Carrie, and you have to put on
Exactly.
big coats and
then
high,
shooting neck up.
Yeah, and you hope your face doesn't go off
Right.
before it. So it actually worked out so well, but it had nothing to do with, just so everyone knows, it had nothing to do with me being pregnant in real life. It just is one of those
You
things that
lucky
happen.
girl.
Yeah, blessed. I was so happy.
Well, and as an actress too, like then
That's
you
what
know
I'm saying.
exactly what you're feeling and
Although
going through
Veronica's
and
pregnancy
experiencing.
was very different from mine.
Okay.
Yeah, Veronica was like, "This is for the birds," and I was like, "Whatever, let's keep it moving. This is fine with me." But yeah, I could not believe that they were going to show my real belly. It just shows how raw the show is.
Yes.
Because I'm a germaphobe first, and I was like, I don't care if it's a fake toilet. I want this wiped down because my butt has to be on it.
Yes.
So now I'm sitting here on the toilet with my stomach hanging out. That is awkward. It's the weirdest thing I've ever had to do.
Bad.
And you have to, and you're constipated. I had to play all of those elements.
Exactly.
Somebody give me an award just for that.
Amen.
Yeah,
Amen.
it was so weird. And looking back at it and knowing now who was inside me, like having a face of seeing the belly, it's kind of crazy.
You show her the show
That's- I
20
was just
years
gonna
from now and be like, look, baby, that's
That's
you.
you.
You
that
already
too,
on
that's
TV.
cute.
Yeah. And she was like, "Mother, you want a toilet? This is
girl.
so unacceptable."
No, she'll be like, "That's awesome! You're the best mom."
Speaking of unacceptable, let's talk about Lip.
Oh, do you?
And what's his roommate's
Oh, your
girlfriend?
girlfriend.
Amanda.
She did it.
Yeah.
I know, but that's what I'm saying. Speaking of unacceptable
I mean,
behavior.
for her.
Yes.
Because
yes,
you know,
for her.
Lip is gonna get it where he can
Oh,
get
he
it.
gonna get it where
Did
he
you
can get
see
it.
where he turned and looked at him like,
Yeah.
"All right, dog, you sleep."
And he just laid on back, like, I'm gonna take it.
I'm gonna go ahead and do that. And then little Carl's face.
We called it, you
Carl's
guys.
face was the best.
We called it.
it.
We knew Amanda
Yeah.
and him were going to have a little thing.
Yeah.
She's come a long way. I mean, remember she wasn't even talking to
Yeah.
him at the beginning, and it was so
Well,
we
Lip
knew she
has
was-
Liam to thank for that. He's a chick magnet.
Yes, he
This,
is.
At
Yeah.
the beginning of this episode, he just got, a random booty call from,
That's right.
from that girl in the
That's what
cafeteria
happens
line.
when you have
did.
kids. Oh, they're so cute. Oh, look
Yeah.
at you with the baby.
Men
Yeah.
with their babies,
They
women
get
are
it.
like,
I keep my husband out of the park.
okay, no,
my
for
baby.
real.
Don't
Keep
take my
him
baby
out.
to the
Don't
park.
you take him to the park, girl.
I was kind of surprised that she was such a little floozy though. Like I thought she was actually
Oh,
when I
nerdy, geeky.
Like well, she was like, oh, I'm sorry, not the one that hit on him at the lunch line.
Oh.
Like I actually thought she was really cute, and I'm like, oh, I kind of like this
I
girl.
know, she
Who's
was just
this
trying to
new
get
one?
some.
I know. I guess I
She's
missed.
just a
I
one-timer.
missed that. I thought
didn't
she was.
either.
Yeah, I
No.
thought she was going to be maybe a new
She's
love
trying to
interest.
trick
Ma'am,
her.
ma'am, thank you, ma'am.
Yeah.
No,
And then-
that's what she was.
She was like, no, I'm good. I just want to go over there for 20 minutes. Okay, homeboy?
Yeah.
Well, how do y'all feel about Lip's attitude towards Fiona? How it's been throughout? Do you think it's been justified? Because I know people have different opinions. Some people think Lip has been being such an asshole. I mean, we got to see them kind of make amends at the end of the episode.
Yeah,
But
right.
leading up to this, it's sort of this debate. Whether Fiona deserves that, or if Lip is being unreasonable, or is he being? I mean, it's such a crazy dynamic right now, and even with Fiona.
I know.
Yeah.
So, what do you think? I want to hear.
I've been saying no this whole time. I've been saying he shouldn't be this upset with her. I mean, it was a really shitty, unfortunate thing that happened to Liam. And yes, she was raging, but I mean, again, like I feel like Fiona she never has a time for herself where she could just kind of relax and be herself. And the one time that she was able to do that, it screwed up Liam's life. But I also think that, and I know a lot of people in our comments didn't agree with us before, but I think Fiona helped Lip a lot get to where he is. I mean, she wants him to do better, and she's pushed him to do better, and here he is in this great position at school, but he's really pissed at her.
And Fiona never got to be a child.
Exactly.
Exactly.
She never did.
It's not. It doesn't justify behavior, and it doesn't get any better. I'll tell you that. I mean, this is the darkest season we've ever had.
Girl, it
has been dark. Yeah,
And it doesn't lighten up.
tissues.
It doesn't get it just continues in the
all to
darkness.
the end.
I mean, I feel like I was about to say I felt it was completely justified. I just listened to what you just said, and now I'm changing my mind a little bit. Because I feel like if you're going to have cocaine in the house and there's like kids running around, and I know she doesn't get time for herself, it's like somebody should be watching and
all
making
of us
sure.
were really everyone.
No,
There was
everybody
all
was
the adults was
raging,
really
yeah.
Because I saw
responsible.
the kids, and I just had that weird feeling like they kept showing the coke, and then each kid was walking in. I was
Yeah.
like, something is about to happen.
Yeah.
And so to me, it's like it did happen. And so from now on, I feel like Fiona should maybe be more on her P's and Q's and like don't burn the house down. Like, and I feel like he's under a lot of stress.
He is.
He's at school.
Yep.
He's not getting any sleep. You know, he's taking the kid, and so he's like, can you at least just not burn the damn house
He
down?
wants to do everything at once. And
Yeah.
make
Yeah.
it okay.
I totally agree with you. Before, I thought he was over being too mean to her. I felt like she deserved a chance to F up because all the rest of them get to do it all the
Exactly.
time, you know. But tonight, I was on his side because
too.
I felt like
Yeah.
if you had that happen and he was
happened.
just in everything you went through, I would not be touching alcohol, would not be touching anything while you're in that house. So so
I would've been mad,
tonight,
too.
I totally agreed with what he did and thought he was
was too much.
justified and like,
But what bothered me was that he took the kids to college, and
They were drinking.
They were drinking.
And
That's
saying
exactly-
wrong,
Yeah.
saying
Strange.
and he was in the room studying.
that's exactly the
So someone
environment
coulda
he
slept.
He
Yep.
didn't want them in, and he
Exactly.
put them there. Who knows what his friends are
They're
going to do?
give to
Like,
them.
it's
Yeah,
a family.
It's true.
I was like, come on, Liv.
Well, it shows how hypocritical we are as people. Like we
Oh,
will
yes.
judge someone, and then it'll be not. But that's different.
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
always
It's
so different.
different. I know.
And I think it's interesting. I think that this season in particular speaks to the human when you have the choice of making a right turn and a left turn. And the right is the wrong way, or there's
Right.
something there that's going to change your life, but not in a positive way in the left. And just in that one moment, you turn right, and your whole life is completely
Completely
different.
changed.
Yeah.
It could have,
Yeah.
if you would have just made that in that split second, if you just would have decided to go left, it would have been like, oh, but this is what you decided. And it really speaks to how we have to make choices in life and be really smart about them.
Yeah.
Because Fiona is not a bad person.
No.
This is still the same girl who was in the courthouse fighting to raise her brothers
Yeah.
and sisters. This is still that same human being who got caught up and was stupid and did stupid things and will continue to do stupid things, but she still was the same girl that fought to keep her brothers and sisters. So it just
Yeah.
all talks about choices, which I find to be just so, it reminds me in life like, let me think about this choice.
Yeah.
Exactly.
How does it feel for you being, you are Fee's best friend, and how's it been for you watching everything she's gone through this season?
I think for Veronica, it's been so sad for her because she knows that person that is full of love, and she's still very young, and a lot like you said, she can make excuses saying she's never got to be a kid. And I think as Veronica is going into the parenting part of her life, she knows that she's going to make mistakes too. Probably
Right.
nothing that big, but it's like it's hard for her to be judgmental, not only because it's her best friend, but also Veronica is older and in a better position and still doesn't know what the hell she's doing. And
Yeah.
yet this young girl
Exactly.
did it with her brothers and sisters. So I think it's more sad, and I think she really wants to jump in when Lip is attacking her to protect her friend. But at the same time, she's like, I got to let them do what they do.
Yeah.
Plus, she's preoccupied with her own baby and her mom having the baby, and
Oh,
kind
yeah,
of
you
trying
guys
to
are
protect
up
the
next.
family. You guys are all preoccupied.
Yeah, it's a lot going on.
Yeah.
But I'd have to say Jeremy and Emmy scenes together, the fights have been just some of
Oh
the
my gosh,
best in
they're
our-
fantastic.
good.
of the entire
Yeah.
series.
I-
They've been
I-
so good.
I love how Lip used the college party as an incentive for Carl to do
Yes.
better in
I
school.
didn't like that.
Hey,
That
whatever
is
it
like a
takes.
blowjob.
Whatever it takes.
Whatever it
Yeah, the
takes.
blowjob. Exactly. That was like the cherry
He's
on
like,
top of
I'm
it all.
going to college
Yeah,
for
I know.
that.
He's not going to be bullying anybody. He's
Yeah.
like, I'm turning my
Well,
early.
he
That's
did
why
at
I was
the end.
yeah, I was gonna say that's why I was kind of surprised we saw him bully
Yeah.
because I thought that was his little light to be like,
yeah.
oh, I got to change my ways so
Yeah.
that I can get some BJ's in college and I can.
He's like, I'll worry about it in high school.
But
Oh, man.
Oh,
oh wow,
But-
oh Goodness. Okay. Well, I think before I want to make sure we have time to talk about you and your storyline too. So we'll cut from where we are right now. I'm going to do a quick commercial read here. So this episode is brought to you by Excuse me. This episode is brought to you by Squarespace, the all-in-one platform that makes it fast and easy to create your own professional website or online portfolio. For a free trial and 10% off your purchase, go to squarespace.com and use offer code SHAMELESS. It's so hard to, build websites. Everybody, all of us out here have tried to build our own and go learn things and try to go through the tutorials on our own, but Squarespace makes it really simple, easy. You can get a great-looking professional website very easily. It's constantly improving their platform with new features, new designs, and even better support. They have beautiful designs for you to start with, so you don't have to just have some lame, simple, generic website, and a lot of style options, so you can create a website that's very unique for you and your own business. And it's really, really easy to use. But if you do need some help, Squarespace has an amazing support team that works 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And there's over 100 Squarespace employees are on the customer care team, which is based in New York City, and their office has been nicknamed the Care Bear Lair. It starts at just $8 a month, and it includes a free domain name if you sign up for a year. And every design automatically includes a unique mobile experience that matches the overall style of your website, so your content will look great on every device every time. That's the worst. I did one website before that you couldn't see on any iPhone. It's like when he told me about them not taking some of those. But anyway, so you can start a trial with no credit card required and start building your website today. And when you decide to sign up for Squarespace, make sure to use the offer code SHAMELESS to get 10% off your first purchase and to show your support for Shameless. So we thank Squarespace for their support of Shameless, and Squarespace has everything you need to create an exceptional website.
All right.
There you go. So get on there, get your business going, and make some money. All right, so let's dive into Kevin V, our favorites.
I love them.
We love them. Yes.
It's been such a fun ride, because this is the best thing about being on a series that's successful. You get to go on the journey with the characters, and you get to grow, and you get to see them go from being just these we're the comic relief to all of the things that have happened, and now it's so serious, and see the layers and see them grow as people on the show. And I thought my baby Steve Howie's performance tonight was out
his
of
breakdown
this world.
was great. I've never seen him like that.
I mean, you're talking, but that's what happens to men who are about to be fathers, the good ones. Okay? The good ones.
Not the good ones.
Everything changes for them, and their mind changes, and you just want your kid, and you have to remember they fought so hard to have this baby.
I know.
But for Veronica and everybody, I know that I was already reading some of my Twitter feed and people saying, how could Veronica ask Kev to give up the baby? She's such a horrible person. But Veronica only put herself, there were so many regrets for her. After finding out that she actually could have a baby. It was the hardest choice she ever had to make, was saying, I want to give Kev a child, and I wanted to have my DNA. And when you don't have money, you don't have a lot of options.
Right. Exactly.
So that's where the whole, you're sleeping with my mother. And although we found the comedy in that, it was also desperation.
Yeah.
So she put herself in a position that she never wanted to really be in.
Exactly.
And then she finds out she can have a baby, and now her mom's pregnant. So now she's just living with regrets as a woman.
Exactly.
Where Kev, as a man, doesn't have that. All he sees is, these are my children, and I love my. But for a woman, it's like, no. These are yours.
Yeah.
This is the
my
baby.
belly.
And is it right? And did she do all the? But no, it was a desperate act. And yes, you have to suffer the consequences. You get all of that. But at the end of the day, Carol was never going to let them raise that child.
Yeah.
It was either
You could already
settling on, we have to be a family unit and say, here's Carol, or she was going to run away with the baby.
Exactly.
That's the bottom line.
Well, because how did you feel about when she didn't tell you guys that she was pregnant, and she kept the secret going?
Sex
But
with my, but all of that came into play with, this was a decision Veronica made, and those were the consequences.
Right.
And there you go again. And in the same sense that Fiona had to deal with the consequences for choices that she made, so did Veronica.
Exactly.
Because now there is a child out there. But also, Veronica has no attachment to this child at all.
No, you could tell in the delivery room. She was like, okay.
It's not her. It is her brother or sister. Is it a brother?
No, it's her brother.
Yeah, her brother. But it was created on circumstances that were so
Desperation.
nasty. And remember, she asked Carol to abort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was
Make
going to
this
say,
simple.
like, it can't be, regardless of how Veronica feels, it still can't be easy for her to tell Kev to let go of the kid and to also hear her mother say, this is a child you wanted me to get rid of. She's like, to see that, like, Veronica didn't really react, but I can't imagine that she wouldn't feel anything.
Yeah, I think that she made herself be numb to this child because of how the child was created. And so if she can not have any feelings and just say, love mine, love mine, love mine. It's almost the competition of having two baby mamas.
Exactly.
And you want the daddy to love your kid more.
Love your kid more, exactly.
And the dad's like, I love them both. No, but you love mine more. Isn't she
These
prettier?
are my belly.
These are this one is better. So I think it's more of that for Veronica. Even though she loves her mom, it's just was the circumstances. And the point is, Carol was never going to give them that baby.
Yeah.
Veronica was not cool in saying give it up. If you want to, maybe she should have said if you want to fight, fight. But she knows her mother, and it would have been a fight that they can't have.
Yeah.
And quite honestly, they can't afford.
Right.
Exactly.
And I know you have to think of that before. Everyone would say, you have to think of that
didn't
before
know you could have a baby.
But you knew that
Yeah.
and not only have a baby, but then have multiples.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So there are tough decisions.
Yes.
Don't judge me.
And speaking of casting, she looks like your mother.
Doesn't she?
Yeah.
She's so
Vanessa
amazing.
Bell Calloway is so beautiful.
Loved
and
her
so
and What's
great.
Love Got to Do with It. Did you ever see her in that?
Yes.
Oh my God.
And Coming
So
to
good.
America.
Yeah.
She's like my mom. Yes, she's my mom.
I just watched that.
She's like my mom.
She's
in real life,
amazing.
so she's great. But it's been a really nice ride with Kevin and Veronica. And I just tell you, working with someone that you trust to do the scenes that Steve Howie and I have had to do
He's amazing.
is the most amazing. He will forever be in my life.
You definitely
Forever.
cracked us up last year with your online.
Oh, yeah.
you guys were doing. Yes.
Yes.
Role
You must have
play.
trust him as an
We
actress.
sure will come, motherfuckers. Okay. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's it. Yeah. It was great.
I was also going to say for Kevin's character, from a man's point of view, to see a son that he has, like
Exactly. I thought about
to
that.
be told
Yeah.
by Veronica to let your son go. I mean,
And you
she's
have
having
girls.
two girls,
But it's
but
still
the
like a
son is
son. It's
different.
different.
You know it's gonna come back.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally.
You know it's just
Definitely.
that was just for the moment.
Yeah.
You know
I mean, you
Come
saw
back.
how he acted when his ex-wife brought
Yeah.
her
yeah.
sister's son and
That's
pretended
right.
it was
That's
Kevin's. He
right.
really
Yeah.
wanted to be in his life, and this is definitely no different.
Yeah, he's a big teddy bear.
He
He's
is.
full of so much love. Veronica is able, in a way, to shut off her feelings
Yes.
because of her life in a way that Kev will never be able to do. She is emotional in ways, but she's also very cold in a lot of ways where she loves who she loves, and if she decides she doesn't love you or she's not going to have emotion, she won't have emotion.
And she shuts it
And
off.
she will shut it off.
Foreshadowing, perhaps?
That's just what it But she's going to be a mommy.
Exactly. That's all you get.
Where is there anywhere you would like? I mean, not spoilers, but like in next season or a place you would like to see Kevin V go?
Oh, I don't know. I think so far the writers and they have come up with such a great thing. I think that here's what you have to remember. People are fearful, and we were too as actors, when you have reached the plateau of having children and starting a family and then becoming dull because they were such a spicy couple.
exactly.
I think that the thing you have to remember is with Shameless, nothing is ever simple, and these people are still very, very broke. So it can never be boring because it's not a
Right.
cushy life.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Even when you thought that there was a silver lining because he got the bar, well, the bar has no money.
Right.
So,
I know, I'm so
there's
happy then.
We're constantly trying to grab to get to the next level. And even when Fiona got the cup job, yay, she has, and then
And then
some
she's
back.
like, exactly.
One step forward, five
It's a
steps back.
constant struggle. And so I think it will be interesting to see how they are able to still be spicy and still be parents, as well as I think that there'll be people, I'm hoping next season there'll be people that come back from Veronica's past. To
Yeah,
shake
we didn't
things up a
really see
little
much
bit.
of that.
No.
Not at all.
Yeah, so I'm hoping that will happen next
Yeah.
season to really just kind of shake things up and show something that we don't know about Veronica, maybe reveal something.
Interesting. I never realized
Yeah, that would be fun.
Yeah.
Well, I know we only have a couple minutes left, so I want to make sure we get some time to reveal some stuff about you in your personal life. And like,
and
I
Kai.
saw some. Yeah, let's first talk about your beautiful baby.
Oh,
Kai.
baby,
So
yes.
gorgeous.
Kai, spelled with the C-A-I, not
love
because I was
it.
trying to be Hollywood or different, but because my
beautiful.
husband and I took very, very seriously wanted to have a name with meaning, and Kai with a C means rejoice. And And her middle name is my Anna, which is our two mothers together, and my mother is in heaven. So when you do it in a sentence, it means rejoice, my Anna. And that's why my baby has her name.
Wow.
I love it.
Not
So
because
pretty.
she's named after an airplane or whatever.
Pilot instructor.
None of that. And I'm not trying to be Hollywood. It just we really took it very seriously.
Yeah.
And also because she can go in the room and say, "Hi, I'm Kai Dukes." Very simple. Kai
That's
Dukes.
great.
Done.
Kai like hi.
She will not resent you for that.
Exactly.
Three
Thank
letters.
you. And
She's
she's
good.
great and beautiful and awesome.
That's good. Well, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Yes.
I also wanted to talk about you did some upcoming or some projects that have been completed.
Yes.
A drama forever.
Yes, I
And
did. That was very dark. Very good. I did Forever. What else did I do?
The one I wanted to ask was Suburban Gothic. It was a comedy horror. What's the guy from Criminal Minds?
Here's the thing. I can't tell you a lot about that. They asked me to come in. The guy from Criminal Minds, who I worked with before, and people love.
Yes,
And
it's
I
great.
went in and I really just played, like a part in it.
Okay, girl. We'll look out
You'll
for
see
it.
it.
All
Like
right.
you see, I don't want to
I don't
tell
wanna get you in
it because
trouble.
I don't
I
know
know.
like what you can give away. They asked me to come in and do it. It was super fun to do, and I can't wait to see it come out.
Okay, it sounded
cool.
interesting.
Yeah.
Well, the one you could probably say a little bit more about. You also have a film, Things Never Said.
Yes,
where you
it's on DVD now. Yes,
Nice.
and I was a poet and played a woman who was domestically abused, a character that was completely different from Veronica. And it's a really nice way of showing range because a lot of times when you're on a series, you get pigeonholed into one box. But I am a trained actress. You know, I got my Master's of Fine Arts from the University of Illinois. I pride myself in being able to do multiple things, comedy and drama. So it's important when I'm off from Shameless to do projects that are different. And Things Never Said allowed me that opportunity to not only do something that was different, but to be a lead on a movie, which people of color rarely have that opportunity for it to be a female lead. And so this was a great opportunity. So you can check it out now. It's on DVD now. You can pick it up from Redbox and all
Nice.
that stuff. But don't think you're going to see Veronica. 'Cause you're not.
Yes,
You'll see
it's
someone
different.
completely
Shanola.
different.
Good.
And I think you'll really like it. It's a great story, and it's a different way to see me.
Great.
Awesome.
So excited.
Well, you
Any
said
questions?
I was gonna say you went to University of Illinois. So do you find yourself like doing things, like going back and doing things you used to do when you were in college in that
In that
program on your breaks? And
my
stuff?
favorite thing, University of Illinois is where I got my graduate degree, and it wasn't really a great time for me, quite honestly.
okay.
In Illinois?
Yeah, well, not Illinois. Illinois is fine, but the program, the school, it was very challenging for me. But it really taught me to have a thick skin. I wasn't. It's really a different thing when you don't want to be made into the actor that everyone else thinks is supposed to be the ideal actor and have the ideal voice or whatever. And so it was a struggle for me to keep my identity when I was in graduate school. But my undergrad, where I majored in theater at Winthrop University, was amazing, and I'm actually going back there next week.
Cool.
To see how they're coming along as a program. But it was really good, and so yeah, I'd like to go back. I'd like to open a performing arts school. That's like my long-term goal.
Awesome.
So I'm very big on arts in children because I feel like it's a way for them to express themselves
Amen.
when you don't really have any other outlet. And the fact that, especially in the South, the funding for arts have gotten cut is really sad to me. So I want to make sure that's my long-term goal.
So you would
open a school.
definitely
Awesome.
pursue Kai to pursue acting?
What I want Kai to pursue whatever the hell she wants to pursue, as long as she works really hard and as long as she educates herself. I don't think
Yes.
that. I think that right now a lot of the generation they want everything right then and they don't want to work for it. I want her to work hard, have a good work
fast.
ethic, and be passionate about something. And whatever she's passionate about, I'm gonna be her biggest cheerleader. So
Good.
pursue whatever. And if it's acting, then let's go get it, girl, and be
Okay.
ready for the nose.
She already on TV
Okay,
anyway.
that's why. Boom, boom. Kick. And I can't wait. I'm going to put on Instagram. You'll see a photo. There's a photo of
follow
me
you.
pregnant in the hospital as Veronica, and you'll see my husband on one side and then Kev on the other side. And it's sort of like, who's my daddy? I'm caught in between two worlds. It was
so
just
funny.
such a perfect picture. But I'll post that closer to when Veronica delivers her kids.
That's awesome.
What were some of the hardest things you went through while you were pregnant on set? Like
Nothing.
Oh, really?
Not pregnant on set. Steve Howie is so protective. It's hard for me to go through anything pregnant on set. What are you doing? Why are you walking? Don't walk over the line. This pregnancy, thank God, was easy for me. So I didn't have, I was doing splits and shaking it up and getting it and making up songs about my uterus is tired. That's what I would say after like 13 days, and I'd have them jamming. So I guess if I had to say the scariest moment for everyone else, for me, I thought it was hilarious, is I worked until my 9th month. For example, I delivered the children on Wednesday for the show, and then on Monday I delivered in real life.
Wow.
So I worked all the way up until it was time for my
Shanola.
But that when I was shooting that delivery stuff, everybody was like, "Don't really do it.
Don't push too hard."
When you're like fake pushing, they're like, "Don't really push."
Well, good thing your husband was there, just in case.
Exactly why I didn't care.
Exactly. That's
That probably would be the most challenging, is not to really push.
We do have, I want to ask one of our loyal listeners, Ray Shurga, has a question for you. So get his question out. He says,
Hi, Ray.
You just made Ray's night. So he says, with all the trouble everyone seems to get into, how do you think V has managed to stay out of any real trouble?
She's been through it already in life. I think that she is the moral compass because she's older and she's been able to, experience life in a way that has been a lesson for her. So she's already been there, done that, and she's going to be supportive. And she doesn't do everything morally correct because she's a hustler as well. But I think she's able to stay away from that major stuff because she's already been there, done that. And how could she be that when it's time for her to be there for Fiona? Somebody has to be stable.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Plus, she's already been so family oriented for a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
it's true.
All right. Well, great. Well, let's go ahead and dive into our predictions for next week.
I love to hear y'all. I love when y'all do predictions.
You can go ahead and spit a few out. Shanola, give us spoilers.
No.
I know. We're trying to get some spoilers here, but she's not. Yeah.
No, let's just stare at Shanola the whole time while we do it.
I might give something
I'll look
away.
for some finger twitches.
Please do.
You can do a wink.
All about that.
Yeah.
Growl, anything, girl.
Don't get in trouble.
I know. I don't want to get
job.
fired.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to go on AfterBuzz ever again.
Yeah. And we want her to keep coming back. So yeah. What do you guys think? Anything?
I'm predicting Ian and Mickey are going to have like a really intense moment coming up next week. He's moving in. I think people are going to get really angry that he's there. There might be some issues going on.
Yeah.
I'm predicting.
I see drama between Ian and Mickey, but it's going to be caused by Svetlana and his family. And I also think, and I said this earlier, I think that maybe Kev will resent V for, telling him to let go of his son. I think there's going to be some drama there. You're stone cold looking at me. I want something from you.
I'm hoping nothing with Kev and the gun situation because I caught him really staring at that TV during the school bus thing, and I realize he's probably thinking he's got to be a protective father, but I really hope nothing bad happens with him in the gun situation.
But I think he might get some, not just one.
Yeah.
I think the darkness continues.
So
this is our darkest season.
It's dark,
and it's heavy.
And it's starting to wrap up. I mean, get down to the end. So we got to have some. I think that Frank's situation is going to get pretty dire pretty soon too.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So.
You've got to figure that out.
And the thing is, storylines start to close as we get to the end of the season, so you'll get to see some answers to some things as each episode. But it only gets worse.
I love hearing that.
Oh boy! All right. Well, we can't wait. Well, thank you so much for coming. You are the best ever.
Best.
Please come every Sunday. We love you.
We love you.
Where can people follow you at?
I'm so easy at Shanola Hampton everywhere.
Awesome Instagram.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. I don't really Facebook anymore, but Instagram and Twitter at Shanola Hampton. Boom! Find me.
Find her. And you can find me at Drea Renee _N on Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram.
It's a new thing.
Okay.
And you can find me on Twitter at JAJOURI, on Instagram at IRUOJA, on the Tuesday night podcast for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
And I'm at JJ Jurgens everywhere. Jurgens JJ on Instagram. And it switches up a little bit. It was taken. And at my blog, tomgirl.tv. Thank you guys so much for joining us, and we'll see you again next Sunday for another excellent episode. Bye.
Bye.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AFTERBUZZTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AFTERBUZZ TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.
Thank you for watching AfterBuzz TV on YouTube. For more of your favorite after shows and interviews, subscribe to our channel here, and be sure to share your opinion on the episode in the comment section below here. We'd love to see what you guys are buzzing about. Thanks again. Buzz you later.